The tragic love affair of Queen Marie Antoinette and Count Axel von Fersen. In the opulent courts of 18th-century Europe, love was often a complicated affair, especially among the royalty. While marriages were typically arranged for political and dynastic reasons, love was not expected to be part of the equation. Yet, even within these rigid structures, passionate love affairs blossomed, one of the most notable being the rumored affair between Queen Marie Antoinette of France and Count Axel von Fersen of Sweden. Their relationship has intrigued historians and romantics alike, painting a picture of a love that defied convention but was ultimately doomed by the tides of history. The characters: a queen and her knight. Marie Antoinette, the youngest daughter of the Holy Roman Empress Maria Theresa and Emperor Francis I, was married off to Louis Auguste, the future Louis XVI of France, at the tender age of 14. She was thrust into the glittering but treacherous world of the French court, where her every move was scrutinized. Initially, her marriage to the Dauphin was not a happy one. Louis was awkward, shy, and more interested in his hobbies than in his young wife, leaving Marie Antoinette lonely and isolated. Enter Count Axel von Fersen, a Swedish nobleman who was everything that Louis XVI was not. Tall, handsome, and charismatic, Fersen was a seasoned soldier and diplomat. He first met Marie Antoinette at a masked ball in Paris in 1774, and from that moment on, their destinies were intertwined. Fersen quickly became a close friend and confidant of the Queen, and rumors of a deeper, more intimate relationship began to circulate. Whether their relationship was ever consummated remains a matter of debate, but the emotional bond between them was undeniable. A love in the shadows. The nature of Marie Antoinette and Fersen's relationship has been a topic of speculation for centuries. The Queen's enemies at court were quick to seize upon the rumors of an affair, using them to undermine her reputation. They painted her as a frivolous, immoral woman who was more interested in lavish parties and dalliances than in her duties as queen. This image of Marie Antoinette was far from the truth, but it stuck, fueled by a hostile press and the spread of scandalous pamphlets known as libelous. Marie Antoinette and Fersen were careful to keep their relationship discreet. They communicated through letters, many of which have survived, though some parts were deliberately destroyed by Fersen to protect the Queen's honor. The letters that remain reveal a deep affection between them, with Fersen often addressing Marie Antoinette as "my dear," "my tender friend," and expressing his unwavering loyalty. In one letter, he wrote, "I exist only to love you," a sentiment that encapsulated his devotion. However, the pressures of their respective positions meant that they could never openly acknowledge their love. Marie Antoinette was a queen, and her every action was subject to scrutiny. Fersen, though deeply in love, understood the dangers of their relationship. They were bound by duty to their countries, and any hint of scandal could have devastating consequences. The revolutionary tide. The French Revolution, which began in 1789, cast a dark shadow over the lives of Marie Antoinette and Fersen. As the revolutionaries gained power, the royal family found themselves increasingly isolated and in danger. Fersen, who had returned to Sweden, was deeply concerned for the Queen's safety. He made several secret trips to France, risking his own life to help the royal family. Fersen was instrumental in planning the royal family's attempted escape from Paris in June 1791, a daring plan known as the Flight to Varennes. Unfortunately, the escape plan was poorly executed. The royal family was recognized and captured, leading to their imprisonment in the Tuileries Palace. Fersen was devastated by the failure, blaming himself for the outcome. Despite the growing peril, he continued to correspond with Marie Antoinette, offering her what little comfort he could from afar. As the revolution intensified, the situation grew increasingly dire. In 1792, the monarchy was abolished, and the royal family was transferred to the Temple, a medieval fortress in Paris. The following year, Louis XVI was executed, and Marie Antoinette was put on trial by the Revolutionary Tribunal. She was found guilty of treason and sentenced to death. The final goodbye. Marie Antoinette's execution on October 16, 1793, marked the tragic end of her life and her love affair with Fersen. The Count was heartbroken by the news, and for the rest of his life, he mourned the loss of the woman he had loved so deeply. In his diary, he wrote, "I cannot hate the French people, but I can never forgive them for what they did to her." Fersen's life after Marie Antoinette's death was one of sorrow and regret. He returned to Sweden, where he continued to serve as a diplomat, but his spirit was broken. He never married, and it is said that he kept a lock of Marie Antoinette's hair with him at all times, a poignant reminder of the love he had lost. In 1810, Fersen met a tragic end when he was killed by a mob in Stockholm. The circumstances of his death are still debated, but it is widely believed that political tensions in Sweden, coupled with his association with the French monarchy, led to his murder. His death marked the final chapter in the story of one of the most famous love affairs in European history, Legacy of a Forbidden Love. The love affair between Marie Antoinette and Count Axel von Fersen has fascinated historians and the public alike for over 2 centuries. It is a story of love that transcended the boundaries of duty, nationality, and the tumultuous times in which they lived. Their relationship, though shrouded in secrecy and controversy, was one of deep affection and loyalty, a rare and precious connection in a world where love was often sacrificed on the altar of politics. Their story serves as a reminder of the power of love to endure even in the most challenging circumstances. While Marie Antoinette and Fersen's love affair may never have been fully realized in their lifetimes, it lives on in the annals of history as a testament to the enduring human spirit and the complexities of the heart.